Okay, be live.
All right. Shabbat Shalom. This is the brothers of GMS New Orleans coming at you with another live Shabbat lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to
To
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Wakahagwadash.
Bahasham.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe, as well as you, few sincere sisters out there diligently listening and learning. Shabbat Shalom. May y'all endure to the end. And with this Shabbat lesson, we're just going to get into this wicked holiday we're coming into. Might as well be the most wicked holiday out there next to Halloween, Christmas, as it's so called. And Christmas, nothing about it's biblical. And the Messiah, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus Christ, wasn't born on Christmas Day. This is all just idolatry and paganism and madness. Christmas goes back to Saturnalia, which is a pagan Roman orgy festival around this time back in ancient Rome. And when you go into the symbolisms of the tree and the different decorations, that goes into sex worship, the worship of Tammuz and Nimrod, just all kinds of madness out here. Nothing holy, biblical, or scriptural about it. And the Bible directly cuts modern day Christmas because it's not modern at all. Again, it goes back to ancient pagan practices. But as it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, there is nothing new under the sun. That which has been is that which shall be. All these ancient pagan practices and customs have just been stolen by the biblical Edomites and these so-called white people and just translated to today in a new form and fashion. But it's still wicked. But we'll start it off with Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse 1. It says, Hear ye the words which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
A point blank period. Learn not the ways of the heathen. And when we go to the laws, does it say anything about Christmas? Does it say anything about getting together, putting presents under a tree, decorating a tree, drinking eggnog, or anything like that? Of course not. This is all, again, going back to customs of these different heathens from the past, just translated today. We have our own high holy days, which we're supposed to practice. You know, the Day of Atonement, the Passover, which is coming up, the Feast of Weeks, Feast of Booths, all that.
Feast of what?
Which one?
The Feast of Boots.
Booths.
Oh, go ahead.
Kind.
Feast of Boots.
Yeah. Booths, like a booth, like a phone booth.
What is that?
Tabernacle.
Yeah, Feast of Tabernacles.
Said it right.
Oh, kind. Yeah, we have our own high holy days that we're supposed to practice, which has nothing to do with these wicked pagan holidays out here, especially Christmas. When you go into the origins of Christmas, which hey, Yahushua Ratazah, we have the time to do so. You'll just see how wicked and depraved it all is. Keep going on.
Verse 3, it says, For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
Hey, for the customs of the people are vain. Their customs, their fake gods they believe in, all their practices is vain and BS and holds no weight. The one true power is Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And as we can clearly see, what is still around today in of course you've got these different denominations out here that completely butcher the Bible, but what is still around regardless? The Bible, the scriptures, which you can still read. But when you look at all these ancient practices from Assyria, Egypt, the Persian Empire, or anything like that. They're gone. You have to be a historian to remember those ancient gods or their practices, and they've had to be reformed and fashioned in different ways to be brought to these modern times. So they've had to been changed, showing how vain they are, how much weight or power they don't hold. But the one thing that's always been a constant is the scriptures and these prophecies. But as it goes into, for one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. And how did they get those Christmas trees? You got the logmen going into the woods and cutting down all them pine trees so they can sell them, bring them to these different markets so people can go and pick out the best tree that they want to get. And then what? When they bring it home, what do they do with it? Keep going on.
Verse 4, it says, they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
They deck it with silver and gold. They put the tinsel on it, the Christmas balls, however else people like to decorate it, and they put that star on top of it. And how do they keep it fastened to the ground? I know way back in the day, people would literally have that little cross piece of wood that they would nail the bottom of the tree in to keep it standing up. But now they got the little thing that you put it in there and you kind of twist the little drill bits into it. But regardless, it's fastened to the ground because it cannot stand up. Keep going on.
Verse 5, they are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they do evil, neither slacken. For they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
And hey, in modern times, people, they put the presents under the tree and wake up in the morning and open the presents. But when you go back to the ancient times, hey, that tree was literally seen as an idol, as a god that people would pray and give reverence to. I know it definitely goes back to Nimrod. The tree literally symbolizes Nimrod's rod. Nimrod and his mother, I believe his mother was Tammuz. To the brothers that know off the top of the head. Semiramis. It goes
Tammuz
back to
the son.
Okay. It goes back to the worship of Nimrod and Semiramis. And again, in the past, it was literally worshipped as a god. But as it just said, fear them because they can neither do evil or good. They can't even stand upright upon themselves. Just another false idol, just like all these other false idols out here that they make the statues and worship, but they can't do anything. When you read throughout the scriptures, they'll give examples about how they have to be, wiped off, dust wiped off of them. They have to be cleaned. If they fall over, they have to be picked back up, because again, it's just false idols out here. The only thing you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be worshiping is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and following after the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities. Our high holy days, which don't involve any damn Christmas.
Kind of like I had too, and the reason why they come and place those presents under the tree is because the old fable goes that Nimrod would come back on the anniversary, which is December the 25th, and bring gifts to that evergreen tree. With these like you say, these boneheaded Israelites got in their living room right now. So you're just doing the old, Babylonian, pretty much fable, man.
Mm-hmm.
Pagan custom. And our people still wrapped up into this day. Saying, oh, it's for the kids. You 50 years old, your kids in college now, but you still crying. Oh, it's for the kids. You just wrapped up in these traditions. With men, man.
Man, fuck the kids. You doing it because your ass wants to still live in the Christmas holiday Babylonian spirit. And like with the lesson we went into yesterday, Jake trying so hard to upkeep this kingdom, but you're gonna go down with it. You're gonna get destroyed. The Christmas tree is gonna get destroyed, and then Christmas presents you get for the kids, which they're gonna forget about in the next month or so, that's all gonna get destroyed. And Nimrod was sleeping with his mother Semiramis, so you you're worshiping a damn deity that was an incestual freak.
It all goes back. It all goes to Satan and sex worship, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those men back in Rome used to have orgies amongst themselves, man, for the winter solstice and shit. Okay, it's like, you know, we can if you want to go there, we can go there on all the things, the colors of Christmas. You know what those different ornaments on the tree, what the meaning of them. We can really go there, and it all the sex worship. The Christmas tree itself, nothing more than a phallic symbol, right? It symbolizes a rod, man. If you don't understand what a rod is, you need to go look. All right, a man's magic. All right, just to be PG.
I
And
got a
the same thing been going on for years. You know, which you Israelites, you caught up. All right, you caught up right up in this madness, man. Go ahead, Doc.
yeah, I got some of them articles just going into the history, just the origins of these so-called modern day traditions, which again, they're not modern. They go back to ancient sex, pagan, freakism worship. But I got one article from GQ, and you know GQ is a so-called reputable magazine, gqmagazine.co.uk. The history of Christmas sex. And the very first thing it says, Romans gone wild. For the Romans, and I'll show the article too. As you can see, it says, Romans gone wild. For the Romans, 1 week at the end of December, and where does when does jolly old Christmas take place? At the end of December, was reserved for merrymaking, Merry Christmas. From the 17th to the 23rd December every year, the festival of Saturnalia celebrated the god Saturn. And when you go into the origins of the god Saturn, that goes back to Satan. There are many similarities between Saturnalia and Christmas, and that's because it's the same holiday, the same holiday, including using boughs of holly as decoration, giving gifts, and feasting. Like the office Christmas party, the end of a productive year needed to be celebrated in suitable style. The strict class divisions and stresses of being at the center of the ancient world was tiring. Frustration built up. You know, at the when the year comes to an end, everybody gets in that spirit of, oh, hey, buy everybody a present. Let's look forward to the new year. What's my New Year's resolution? I'm gonna be a different person. I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna quit being a drug addict or an alcoholic, all that. But you know, by the mid-part of January, you still bugged out.
If I could, real quick, if I could bring this out.
Con, you got it.
You say something about the did you mention the mistletoe?
Not yet.
When you go on etymology online with missile, or where the word mistletoe derived from, when you look into the word missile, it means hence to miss, or hence to find rain, or to urinate. So when you stand under the mistletoe, you know, and you're kissing your boo, like the elder brother always say, Jake under the mistletoe kissing his boo, or whatever it is. You go into the root word of the etymology of that word missile. It's missile, which is it means to urinate, man. All right, see all these ancient customs that Jake do, everything that you do surrounding Christmas is often wicked, man. That's why the Lord say, I hate your feast days and your new moons and your solemn assemblies, because everything that you do, it replicates abominations. It replicates idolatry, whether it's the tree, whether it's wrapping the tree with the ornaments, whether it's wrapping the tree with the green thing, which is which one of them is the semen?
The tinsel.
The tinsel is the semen.
I got it
man.
right here.
And it's just, brother, listen, everything about it is off. When you do something that's off, it's a full abomination. You can't see, oh, this is clean inside of it. This part clean we do. Even the mistletoe, man, you is a representation of getting pissed on your head almost off, urinated over, man. But go ahead, brother, you got it. I just want to bring it down real quick.
Having Nimrod piss on you.
Yeah, a missile thrust. But that's neither here nor there. Go ahead, brother. I don't want to get vulgar like that. Just go ahead, bro.
Well, shit, since you brought up a little bit of that.
Huh?
Jake should get it, but they got a lot of you guys out there. You still doing it, man. Still celebrating Christmas. You in that spirit, man. You got an ugly sweater on right now as we speak. All right, that lights up, but you go on the backside, call yourself an Israelite, man. Jake's still going to church. Jake in the church choir for Christmas, man. You know, you going off. You know, if you're doing that shit, you off, man. All right, you gotta come out of the ways of America, man. You know, you gotta do this thing cold-heartedly, man.
But before we get back into Saturnalia, just to back up what the brother Kaya was saying about some of the symbolism, the true symbolisms and meanings behind the different ornaments and instruments of the Christmas tree and just Christmas in general. This is from discover.hubpages.com. I'll show the article. The Christmas story you don't want to hear about, but you are going to hear about it because this is the truth coming out, knocking down all these strongholds out here that have blinded the people, especially our people. Under the section December 25th. December 25th was a date that was chosen for the pagan sun god worship of Baal that could be traced back all the way to ancient Babylon, originating with Nimrod and Tammuz. These pagan traditions were passed along through many different cultures, from the Babylonians, Egyptians, Sumerians, Palestinians, Greeks, Persians, and the Romans. And who just happened to be in captivity under most of those people? The children of Israel. And we know our people constantly went into captivity for following after these heathen practices. So like the majority of our people today, the majority of our people back then followed after those ancient practices and customs, and those vibrations pick up with those wicked Jake spirits from the past. So it's easy for them to just fall back into the groove of things and continue the wickedness that they practice in their past lives.
I got some real, and a lot of you Jakes, I remember coming up as a young boy, they used to always call, quote unquote, Santa Claus old Saint Nick, old Saint Nicholas. But when you go look up, you can do this to yourself. Go on dictionary.com or put it in on your Google. Put in old Nick, or old Saint Nick. It means the devil, Satan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that guy that you got coming his ass down the chimney looking for cookies, drinking milk, that nigga's a representation of the devil, man. A pedophile devil at that, because he always want the children to sit on. He want people to sit on his lap. All right, this is what's going on. It's right in your face, man. Some old creepy nigga. You sits on his lap and tell him how you been naughty and nice, man. All right.
Yeah.
Back to Krampus.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it goes back to Krampus, which is like a demon that haunts children, tortures children, and they would sit on his lap.
Didn't he sodomize the children with like twigs and shit?
Yeah, like a. Hold up, let me see if I can put it on the screen. 1 second.
Hold up.
Yeah. So this is a demon named Krampus. He kidnapped children. Look at this, man.
And when he kind of looked like a goat. So you see why Esau be rocks heavy with this Krampus Christmas jolly old Saint Nick spirit. A pedophile demon That perfect example right there.
That sounds like the Pope.
Yeah.
Pope Krampus.
Licking the kids, chaining the kids up.
That sounds like the Pope. That sounds like what the popes do. But that's neither here nor there. Well, go ahead, brother.
Shit, I know over in Europe they got a lot of Krampus festivals. And that's exactly what modern day Krampus is doing to you Israelites children out there. He's leading them straight to destruction, leading your old ass into destruction too.
Yeah, a lot of you people, you worshiping something that you don't even know about. It's deeper. It's deeper than presidents. It's deeper than under the mistletoe, drinking eggnog with your book. It's deeper than that, man. All right,
man.
Then the brother right here. And Shalom, Mak. How about you, Shabbat? The brother
Shalom, Mak. Y'all about Shimon Shabbat.
He put it up here. What Christmas was the promise and under the which Christmas is founded?
Khan. Shit, just going back to paganism. Just all of it goes back to paganism. The most recent being Saturnalia during the ancient pagan Roman Edomite Empire, which, as we're going into with that first article, which we'll get back into, a lot of the same things, the singing the Christmas carols, giving presents, having a jolly old time, goes back to that.
And one of you brothers get that out of the private chat too.
Con. You mind if I get some little more information from this article before we read from the private chat?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is back on that page, discover.hubpages.com. The symbolism of the Christmas tree and its ornaments. The Christmas tree is one of the most famous symbols throughout the world, where it is ornated with lights and decorations with gifts underneath. Many do not realize what the tree and the decorations actually represent. Pagans used tree worship thousands of years before the worship of, it says Jesus there, but Yahushai. They would put up a tree, holly, mistletoe, and wreaths that are rooted in the worship toward a pagan fertility god. The Christmas tree, or the green tree, represents an erect male phallus. The circular wreath represents the female vagina. The silver or colored ball ornaments represent testicles, and the tinsel semen and red ribbons are labia. So no wonder you people are bugged out here, and your children are bugged out. They don't know whether they coming or they going. They want to be a M or an F, all that, because the Christmas tree is literally just a giant sex toy you got in your living room. You got the tree.
I'm gonna say this: those pony caps that you wear for Christmas, those were in the Roman Empire. From what I remember, those were given to slaves for that week of winter solstice, man. You know, and it really, like the brother goes into this, it's another phallic symbol, but that was given to slaves to wear. All right, so they can get down with the orgies and everything else during the winter solstice.
During Saturnalia, just backing you up, it was a one time of the year where the slaves and the masters would, symbolically switch roles. So the masters would play like they're the slaves, and the slaves get to, wear the hat you were talking about and be like they were the masters.
Yeah.
But with the information that the elder brother posted in our private chat, Christmas lesson: the Messiah's birthday was never celebrated by the apostles or Yahushai, which, hey, when you understand in the scriptures, Yahushai wasn't born on December 25th. He wasn't born in the fall or the dead of winter. In the Satanic Bible, founder of LaVeyan Satanism, Anton LaVey, who just happens to be a 1948er, what a coincidence, writes that after one's own birthday, the two major satanic holidays are Walpurgisnacht, a formerly Christian holiday, and Halloween. Other holidays celebrated by members of the Church of Satan include the two solstices, the equinoxes, the Yule, and Christmas. The church today is fighting against the entertainment saturation society. No, it's not. What church are they talking about? They talking about the Roman Catholic Church?
Oh,
Are they talking about them? Are they talking about the Baptist Church? They talking about
some freaks.
hey, the Vatican has a Christmas celebration every year at Vatican City. But the only church that's truly fighting against it is the true church of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the men of the Lord, out on the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as putting up video epistles online. And as we can clearly see with each passing day, GMS and the brothers that come in the spirit of GMS are the ones that Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai has his vibration on. These other camps, I wouldn't be surprised if they got the eggnog and some Christmas presents set up on the side. Hey, remember, it's for the kids. But continuing, the Messiah's birthday was never celebrated by the apostles or Yahweh Shai. Oh, I think that's it's pretty much the same thing. But hey, as the information says, Halloween and the solstices and so-called Christmas and all that, hey, those are some very celebrated days in Satanism. So you like to say you believe in God and Jesus, and you're doing it for the kids, and it's all just a wholesome holiday, goodwill to all men, Merry Christmas and all that. You're rocking in the vibration of Satan and these ancient pagan sex gods of the past, which involved child sacrifice, butchery, debauchery, all that. But before we get into showing that Jesus, Yahweh Shai, was not born on December 25th, I'm just going to read a little bit more dealing with the Saturnalia. Just real quick, in that article on Hub page, I just saw it. Santa Claus / Krampus. Santa Claus is a false god that attempts to take on the characteristics of the one true God. He is portrayed as an omnipresent and all-knowing being who judges by handing out blessings and curses. Santa is known as the rewarder of good boys and girls. Before the 19th century, there was a beast-like creature named Krampus that was a companion to Santa, who captured the naughty boys and girls and put them in a sack in order to eat them. And when we go to Wisdom of Solomon, I believe chapter 17, it talks about how these ancient pagan practices goes into the merciless murderers of children, sex magic, debauchery, and all that. That's what all these modern day holidays, their practices have origins in. And look at how things are today. You've got a lot of adultery going around, sexual lasciviousness, and behind the scenes, what? The elites of this society sacrificing children and sipping on that adrenochrome.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, bro. Something that the spirit had me look up milk and cookies, bro. This shit is disgusting, bro.
I can only imagine,
brother. Like,
Oh,
I'ma just, brother. It get nasty right here, brother. That milk and cookies shit, brother. Man,
Hey,
he defile everything, bro.
we might as well bring it out. We
Go
already,
ahead. I'm gonna bring it out. I'm reading, brother.
Stay
Say,
PG.
brother.
Stay PG with it,
Yeah, I'm gonna stay PG with it, brother. I don't know what made me do it, brother. I just was thinking of all the customs that go, surround it. Jake, like, oh, get the milk and cookies, and kind of like you take the cookie. You kind of know where I'm going at with this, brothers. Like, I'm gonna have to say it as PG as I can, and then you gotta think of the milk. Eat a freak. Eat cutting the cookie into a U with a circle in. Hey, brother, let me read it. I just typed in milk and cookies, right? And everything else came up behind it, meaning sexually. Like, that just came up. I didn't text that in or nothing. I just typed in milk and cookies, and then sexually came behind it. All right. When you get the Urban Dictionary, milk and cookies, when a woman or man place a cookie between their cheeks, man, brother. And and pulls milk down their back while the other person eats the cook. Hey, say, brother, they got songs, eat the groceries and all that. Say, brother, listen, this shit is wicked, bro. I'm gonna go to this one, dude. It says cookies and milk, the best thing in the world, chocolate chip cookies, milk, and get naked pleasures, all at once. All right. It says, bro, I'm gonna say this when I gotta go. I can't keep elaborating on it. This is ridiculous, bro.
And this is what you Jakes have your kids in the kitchen helping you bake the cookies and put them in the oven, and then hey, put the cookies out for on Christmas Eve and pour the milk into the cup so Saint will have something to fill him up when he comes down the chimney.
And remember, Santa is the freak that's orchestrating all this. So you got to keep in mind what the freak want. That's why I said that what you were talking about sound like the popes. Like, think about what they've been harassed. It says milk and cookies. Well, one person ejaculates in the other person's mouth as the other dukes in it with the chocolate chip cookies, bro.
Hey,
come on,
dung in it.
Hey, what does the tinsel on the tree represent? What does the tinsel on the Christmas tree represent?
We get just that custom alone, brother. Like it just, damn. And even with the mistletoe, I left this out. It also means the mist, like to hang over, but it means to urinate into dung. So for me to see that and then see the mistletoe, it says the May, which is mazu mensis, to urinate, or Old English magan, to urinate, miax, dung of filth. So just it's been explicit and PG enough, brother. We talking about one little speck of this, like just the milk and cookies on the side. But go ahead, Doc.
Hey, nothing new under the sun.
I'm gonna get it on. Go to dictionary.com and put in Saturnalia, and it tells you right. It tells you right there.
Hey, nothing new under the sun. We know everybody's heard the stories by now. What you celebrities have to go through, to get your roles out there. You gotta drink lemonade and get dookied on and eat some dookie cookies, some fudge cookies.
But you into something that y'all don't understand, man. Right? Your parents, grandparents, cousins, everybody want to feel jolly and have a great time during this year, but they don't know what they're a part of, man. What they always say? Indirectly or directly, don't know what you're doing, man. You see what it says on.
Hey, what's that thing you say, Kaya? It's like if you don't condemn it, you promote it.
Yeah, you don't. If you permit it, you promote it.
Hey, if you permit it, that's pretty much you saying I may not do it myself personally, but I got no problem with a man and a woman does in the privacy of their own home.
Yeah, gotta have a problem with it, man. It's just the problem or the solution. Like it can't be both, man.
Yeah, read it real quick. It's right in your face right here.
It says Saturnalia, noun, the festival of Saturn celebrated in December in ancient Rome as a time of unrestrained merrymaking, revelry, orgy.
Revelry, orgy. It means so. I got another screen hooked up. It says amongst Christians, the lowercase word Saturnalia came to mean orgy, man. And orgy goes into the word secret worship. And that's what y'all doing, man. Y'all doing a secret worship. Y'all getting down.
That goes back to the winter solstice, which sol means sun and stis means to stand still. So sun worship and sex worship. That's the bottom line of all this paganism.
Like I had too. That's why that whole thing with this winter solstice thing. That's why Zelensky come over here. I know it's a little topic, but Zelensky came over here on the winter solstice, man. So it's all nothing but pagan worship going on.
He came to get down too. They want to freak on him now, man.
Yeah, they get a 1.5 billion in Ukraine. That's how y'all posted it earlier.
And they had some milk and cookies ready for him when he came by the White House.
God. And
shit.
Like you said, there's no new thing under the sun. You know why Jake's so big on this thing, because they did it in the Egyptian captivity, the Roman and the Babylonian and the Assyrian, man. So you got this, you're drawn to throwing that tree somewhere in your house or being around it. You have to have it, man. You didn't seen it before. And here it is back again. I think the latest was the Germans that kicked it off. And now, they carried it on. And now you niggas, it done swung over here to America now. You niggas going crazy. You refuse to let that thing go, man.
Yeah, you be the toughest, hardest gangster nigga. Christmas come around, Merry Christmas, bro. You niggas,
right?
Jay become hospitable.
Yeah, you niggas be hospitable than a motherfucker, man. All the gun blazing, all that shit come to the end for around Christmas, man.
If I could add, it's a certain spirit you gotta get in. You ever see the way that they advertise or advocate Christmas to everybody? Oh, it's the Christmas spirit. Christmas in the Oaks. It's a certain spirit. See, spirits bring vibrations, man. And then, see, in the Christmas spirit, when you get in the Christmas spirit, you become a mega freak, man. According to all the customs and everything, all the thing, you got your boo, you got on a lamp. Yeah, Jay got the little lamp, the trussel drawer. I mean, the things that go inside their bed, they got, they bit off the cookie and shit, drunk half the milk. And your woman probably some laundry, whatever, right? But it brings us a freak spirit. The children being all kind of freak spirits, they don't want to go to sleep. How you got children don't want to go to sleep, man? You're in the fucking spirit, man. The spirit on the children, man. You stay up all night. You be weary by the. You got it, out.
Real quick, most of the women get pregnant around too, man.
They get pregnant around Christmas or when it's cold, right? Which lets you. You in around Christmas when it's cold, and we haven't even started to get on Yahushua not being born around Christmas. We just giving you some of the customs that's around it. Like we haven't even really got into that, man. But we just giving you customs on how certain vibrations you got to be under in order to even enjoy or entertain this thing, man. You got it on, right, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaked out around this time, man.
It's freak time, bro.
Every nigga want to hug you and talk close to your face.
Oh, man.
Nigga at work, he want to talk close and hug. Nigga got the reindeer shits on his face. It is freaking, man.
Everybody got the Santa Claus hat on. The school bus driver dropping the children off. She got the hat on. She in the spirit. Huh?
Yeah. You got people walking around dressed up like Santa.
Yeah, you gonna trust a nigga that's dressed in all red with a 3-inch belt on, big ass shining.
And the suspenders. The suspenders is what freaks it out, brother.
Oh yeah.
You strap it over his shoulders. You can't trust no fucking Jake like that, man.
Hey, somebody pull up Bad Santa and put up an image of his ass.
Freakism going on, brother.
If I could add to y'all brothers too, and then they make it more appealing to say that Santa Claus was a black man to try to get Jakes involved. Because I know y'all remember the black Santa that we all probably took a picture with out here at the mall.
Oh yeah, that nigga. I remember that nigga.
Died now, man. Nigga dead.
Oh shit, I didn't know.
I think he died.
He died. That nigga died.
A couple years back, just about. It wasn't that many.
So y'all all had the same Santa growing up?
Yeah, everybody.
Same Santa.
Once a freak, you get the same freak. He know how to do it better than everybody. He a professional freak, man.
Santa is freaked out, man.
I think
You
the
got the one with the chick licking his ear.
You heard me?
It's a bunch of them.
T19 got him.
Oh yeah.
Lord took his ass out.
Yeah, I'm sharing it.
Hey, ho ho ho.
Yeah, this dude freaked out, man. Just look at his face.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
That's it right there. That's
He was terrorizing shit on that dude.
he was a thief.
He was a thief. Yeah, the thief coming to steal, kill, and destroy, man.
That's right.
And he dressed up as Santa Claus.
He was drunk right there. He was an alcoholic pervert.
Yeah, I saw
Thief.
that movie. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Smoking
well,
cigarettes. God damn.
he saw. He puts it out there subtle to you people, man. The truth of what's really going on. You take it as something to laugh at, man. Let me see what the brother put up here. Okay. Yeah, man. Good. I was just trying to see what the brother had put on the thing.
I got a precept for you too, brother.
Khan, you got it. Then we'll get into when Yahweh's birth actually took place.
Kind. It's the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I would not smell in your solemn assemblies. You know, and it's very evident why the Lord hates these men, these different feast days that these people hold so high. All right, we just went into a whole slew of shit, atrocities, and this is just only one feast day, that these people, worship.
Khan, and hey, when Israel was going into that precept too, when Israel was celebrating the right high holy days back in the past, Jake was still a degenerate. Jake was still, breaking the laws, but then had the sacrificial animal to the side to go bring it to get forgiven for sins. Jake just had that outward appearance of holiness, while on the inside he was a degenerate, a freak. She was a degenerate, a freak. Translated to today, Jake doing the exact same thing.
Still a freak.
Mm-hmm. Still a freak with a damn Santa Claus hat on now. And would you say Yakina a 3-inch belt?
Yeah.
God, but hey, to the sincere Akim and Akwat out there that already know, you should know not to be celebrating Christmas, and if there are any new sincere listeners out there, and now you've got some of the history on some of the things that we all practiced and did these things in the past when we were living as heathens, as Gentiles. But now that we've come into this glorious truth, and we put those things aside, now we're doing whatever we can to stay in the good graces of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Because with the way things are looking, this could very well be the last Christmas for you 2/3 out here, for you wicked Jakes. Because the only thing that's coming is inflation, hyperinflation, food shortages, war, death, destruction, judgment.
You mind if I get a quick one for you, real quick, Out?
Con, you got it.
This is Ecclesiasticus 32:17. It says, "A sinful man will not be reproved, but find an excuse according to his will."
Hey, it's for the kids. It's for the kids.
Come. And like I said, you don't want to be that guy. That guy or girl. You hear me? Like, you have this information. This information has constantly been coming out. Don't put the kids in the way of the shield for you to fulfill your wickedness, for your lust, to do all this. Like I said, the atrocities, like the brother said, man. This horrible worship, man. This idolatry.
Yeah. But now let's go. Scripturally show that Yahweh's true birthday was not on December 25th, and Yahweh, nor did any of our forefathers, our righteous forefathers, celebrate their birthdays, because celebrating your birthday is also a wicked pagan practice. And what did our boy Anton LaVey say? that after one's own birthday, the two major satanic holidays. So if after your birthday there are two other major satanic holidays, what would that mean? That your birthday is the number one most satanic holiday out there. Now it's to the point to where you got people having a birthday week. They could have their birthday could fall on a Sunday, but they start celebrating on a Monday. Man.
Worship yourself.
Yeah. But whoever's got that Luke chapter 2, you can start at verse 1 and read down to verse 8, Baba Kasha.
Come on.
It's Luke 2 and 1.
Oh, you got it.
And it came to pass. You want to put?
You got it. You was already reading, man.
Okay, come.
Bayan, you can get me you can hold for me Luke chapter 2 verses 39 to 42.
Come.
Now it's Luke 2 and 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world shall be taxed.
Read verse 2. You can read the verse 3.
And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to.
Before you go, can you please get that in the private chat to end it off? It's going into Rome, the Roman Empire, on what they used to do for Christmas. All right, and it goes into what those toys was actually symbolizing too. You know.
I'm sharing it up.
Hold on. just to end it off, you know. You can put that in. It's a website.
Man, bro.
Roman orgies and toy giving for Christmas, and it already starts off with the freak image. You got naked youths and people getting hemmed up.
Babies, like what?
Start at the top. The point is in the last paragraph, though. You get it. You know, try to stay peaceful as you can, but it is what it is. You know, you have to know this. You know, you have to know the history of everything.
If I can say this, Dr. Now, too, real quick. All right, I'm gonna drop it right back to you. If I can say this too, Yaka, now we might have to do a part 2 to elaborate on more of Yahushua, probably you know tomorrow, because we're on a double Sabbath, right?
Yeah.
So we might, carry it over, is what I'm saying. But go ahead, Ryan, because we probably ain't gonna be able to get everything in.
You want to just do that then, like for the new moon, just deal how we dealt with the origins of Christmas, deal with Yahweh's birthday.
Okay, that's cool.
Kind.
It's getting kind of late anyway because we had to deal with the other stuff earlier. So go ahead.
And this is on strange origins of modern kink. Strange origins of modern kink. WordPress.com.
Come on.
And this is dealing with Christmas. This is dealing with the goodwill to all men. Holly Jolly Christmas. The Grinch. Mistletoes, eggnog. I'm gonna leave it at that. But
we didn't even get into Yule log. That's a whole nother freakism.
And just look at that. With the brother that go back to Yule. Just take a look at that image and think about what the brother brought out with milk and cookies, and you should kind of be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Oh man,
come on.
Yeah.
And then like it's about the festival of Bacchus, that goes into the devil. All right, which we have down here every for Mardi Gras, the Bacchus parade. It's the worship of the devil, man. This is what's going on. You gotta learn. No, this is the nastiness of the scripture. This is the part that you gotta know. I mean, it is what it is. But go ahead.
And this is the article again titled "Roman Orgies and Toy Giving for Christmas." The widespread given all kinds of toys. The widespread orgies that occurred during the ancient Roman festival of Bacchus or Bacchanalia. And Bacchus was, if I believe, the Roman god of wine. That was one of his attributes. And the Greek version would have been Dionysus. Produced an interesting historical curiosity, which persists to this day. Remember, who can say this or that is new? There's nothing new under the sun. The presentation of gifts during Christmas, mass, large sexual encounters, usually occurring on the stage of an outdoor amphitheater, included hundreds of anonymous masked participants and continued for 14 continuous days and nights. Observed primarily in Italy's central and southern peninsula, these orgies were derived from the Greek Dionysian mysteries and involved a series of esoteric rituals. The Greco-Roman god Bacchus represented the human desire for ecstasy, just being in an ecstatic state. You ready to just feel and do and touch and be touched by everything. And the bizarre rituals performed before audiences that often numbered in the thousands were designed to eliminate inhibition and open the gateway to perfect abandonment and human pleasure. Hey,
this is gonna be this gonna be it right here.
Do as thou will, anything goes. And just look at these people today, especially you're around your millennials and on down. They just into anything. They what's it called? Khan from the brother Gina Swift Chariots. Bacchus, the Greek god of wine, called also Dionysus. And can somebody get me real quick that First Peter's where it goes into the reveling. First Peter's 4. So you can start at verse 1 and read down to verse 4, Baba Kasha.
I got you.
This
is 1 Peter 4:1. It says, "For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin."
Hey, and we're suffering right now in the flesh. We're trying to do the best we can. Hey, found the law, statutes, and commandments to the best we can, afflicting ourselves in the flesh and building up our spirit, not following after these practices that we used to follow in the world, while we have to live in this society with these people, especially right now, just going ham, following after these practices, giving gifts, orgies, kissing under the mistletoe, getting drunk, being in a state of modern ecstasy. Keep going on.
Verse 2, it says that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High.
Amawad, pull up that first paragraph again. What the second one, Baba Kasha?
Yeah, go down to the bottom.
Okay. What did it say towards the end? The Greco-Roman god Bacchus represented the human desire of ecstasy, the lusts of men, and the bizarre rituals performed before the audience that often numbered in the thousands were designed to eliminate inhibition, any type of reservations on doing anything. Hey, anything goes. No rules abound, and open a gateway to perfect abandonment and human pleasure.
Finish it up with
the
paragraph. That's the one right there.
Kind of. During the winter solstice, the shortest of the year, the crowds swelled as the rituals reached their climax. The naked, exhausted performers would stand on the stage in a line. Slovakia. From the stone seats of the amphitheater, the audience would toss ancient sex toys onto the stage. These toys would be many different kinds, including dildos, butt plugs, and primitive leather strap-ons. However, these objects would be a surprise to all as they were hidden by colorful wrappings. These gifts were said to represent human generosity. I bet so. And that spirit of giving, I bet so, was believed in ancient times to be the spiritual force that drove away the growing darkness and brought a new spring into the world. More sex magic. What? The winter symbolizes death and spring symbolizes life. Plant seeds being planted and new life springing forth. The performers would dive energetically for the offered presents. This has become a common scene on Christmas morning in modern times, but with children this time. Hey, children back then too.
So Christmas morning goes back to handing people dildos and strap-ons. That's madness.
Hey, but wrapping them in colorful wrapping, you can't forget that part.
There you go. It's in your face, man.
Literally.
It's in your face.
Man,
you don't know.
Merry Christmas.
and a happy new year, you filthy animal.
Big freaks.
But can you get that verse 3?
This verse 3, it says, "For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles."
And we just read some of the wills of the Gentiles, getting butt ass naked on a giant stage, having mass orgies, and then having colorful dildos and butt plugs and strap-ons thrown at you.
It says, "When we walk in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries."
And there's a lot to unpack in there. What is we already know what lusts are, but let's see what lasciviousness is. Lasciviousness is in the Strong's is G766. Asilgia, unbridled lust, excess, licentiousness, lasciviousness, wantonness, outrageousness, shamelessness, insolence. And again, what did it just say during these holidays? That people just abandon all inhibitions and give themselves over to their lusts, ecstasy, all abandonment, just straight lasciviousness. Lusts, excess of wine, Bacchus, the god of wine, Saturnalia, revelings, banquetings. And banquetings, you get all the food together, you eat, you have a good time. Abominable idolatries, worshiping all these gods and sex magic out here and practices. And of course, this is talking about during the Roman time. So as Peter was writing this, he was living during the times of the ancient Christmas, the ancient Saturnalia, when these things were taking place in their full force. But I want to get that word revelings. G2970, Comos, a revel, a carousel, a nocturnal and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows who after supper parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus or some other deity, and sing and play before houses of male and female friends. What should that sound like? Christmas caroling. Going door to door, singing your favorite Christmas songs. And then just in general, we see people do this. They get drunk on the weekends. They go walk through the streets, make noises, be assholes. And then especially down here during Mardi Gras, which is a damn freak fest. People get drunk and go through the streets and revel and go to Bacchus parade. Hence, use generally of feasts and drinking parties that are protracted till late at night and indulge in revelry. And as we read from this article, this freak fest went on for 2 weeks. And during Saturnalia, people go through the streets and drink and be frolicsome fellows and have a good old time. So everything that's this society, this modern Rome promotes today, it has its origins in pagan, demonic sex worship. And after you Israelites who didn't know this information before know this now, and now you're condemned by it. Hey, if you still want to do it for the kids or it's tradition, hey, you're going to be destroyed with those kids for those traditions. Did brothers have any precepts or anything else they wanted to bring out?
Kind of real quick. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 57, verse 3. It says, "But draw near hither, ye sons of the sorceress, the seed of the adulterer and the whore, against whom do you sport yourselves, and against whom ye make a wide mouth and draw out the tongue? Are ye not the children of transgression, a seed of falsehood, inflaming yourselves with idols under every green tree?"
Oh, hey, it speaks for itself, and it's saying Jake opening his mouth and saying to get to what you brought out with the holly earlier, Kaya, but just Jake in general worshiping these pagan gods, is sex worship, all that, knowingly or unknowingly.
Yeah, you going off if you participating in these holidays, man. All right, like we understand we have family members and relatives that do their thing. We get that, man. But when you actually, playing a part in these things, bro, you going off. Like there's no way around nothing, man. All right, when you actually, that's why us to use wisdom, try to wiggle your way out of that shit, man.
Exactly.
Move from around it. If they're doing it by Big Mama house, find an excuse not to go over there, man. All right, it ain't like you can't do these things, man. This shit's sickening, man. To this point, it's sickening. And to be around it and to know, and you're still in that Christmas spirit, you know what's up with you, Jake.
Right,
So
playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, don't get caught with a fucking ugly sweater on, man.
Yeah.
All right.
What you doing, man?
Yeah.
There's probably a freak meaning behind that. It gotta be. If the freak milk and cookies freaked out, the tree freaked, the presents, the ugly sweater is something freaky about. Now I'm gonna Google that shit.
The sweater got demons on it.
Got something freaky about it.
Yeah.
Shit, everything at this point got if it ain't the truth, it got demons on it.
That's right.
You got it, bro.
Hey, but with that, we hope you sincere Akim and Akwat out there were edified by this Shabbat lesson. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim and Akwat out there. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom.